back like the seats of an 86 Delta 88 coupe on D's and Bones, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Going live in a minute, Blizzard King. This is Winter Dinner Spurling Podcast. You are rocking with the realest black men represented. Ain't no lies, cause we winning. Catching flies, ain't no feelings. Uncle D, we the villain, baby. We just left the village, baby. Now we in them villas, baby. Dinner Spurling Podcast. Tuning in, we get it, baby. You can hate the player, hate the game. We love all you haters. Hate watch, hate watch. Calling lovely ladies. Hands on your knees. You can thank us later. We snatching the crowns off of queens. We obliterate them. Tell the truth, shame the devil. They trying to eliminate us. You begging the sipping haters. Peeling layers off potatoes. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Tennis Spurling Podcast. Whoa. Southern Cadillac music like Outkast. Ain't jumping without bass. Tennis Spurling Podcast. Whoa.
We have to clean up what's going on in our house before we do anything else. Look, you might not like it, but that's still who we are. That exuberance, that flamboyantness, that's the black man. And below I see athleticism, I see timing, I see soul. I promise you, if that was a white man out there dancing like that, moving and had that sort of timing, you all would be okay with it. And I'm telling you, it's okay to be okay with it. It's appropriate. He is at the African-American graduation. He's getting his AA degree. That boy is probably no more than 19, 20 years old. Coming from where he came from, the same place I came from, if I could dance like that, I might do it now.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Black.
Puerto Rican man or Dominican man?
Like black men. Like all the cultures. This is the happiest people I ever met. And the nicest.
If you tell the truth, you're going to rub
the most beautiful
If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy.
We winning, we winning. We foundation inventors over here. Black men been building and contending over here. Gender wars have started, lot of sinning over here. Trying to get it together, no pretending over here. God's plan is real, they attacking the original. How you want protection in your section, hypocritical. How you want a real man, think it's so cynical. Number one, in hospital deaths, talking clinical. Depression turn 50, die alone, it's preventable. You can't even wear your own hair using chemicals. You won't even listen to your man, not identical. You having them Drake babies, we not feeling you. Time is running out, you can't hide, we revealing you. Ain't nobody ever told the lies that we see in you. Divest, vanilla up your pie, still invisible. That's why we fly to friendly skies, and here's the proof. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? This when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate, they hate while we winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, cause we winning over here. We winning over here. Man. Can't wait to get back to Thailand, man. Got on my Bangkok shirt, man. I'll be back out there. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm just peace, relaxation.
You had enough of the Matrix?
Oh, man, I've already had enough. When I got back, almost 2 months ago.
Different. What I tell you, when you come back, everything
oh
looks
yeah,
different.
always. We winning over here. Jump the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps. Jump the blizzard, cause the blizzard jumps. Finances are short, so they taking from the men. Open up them borders, let them immigrants come in. Dilute the water, so you sipping from the sin. Bioengineered all the food that's going in.
This is science meat. FDA-approved science meat, of course. It was grown in a vat instead of inside an animal's body, and I'm about to chow down on it.
the country, even music full of gin. Evil spirits and devils got us jumping out the spin. Can't trust the people, no community events. Diseases inside, destroy communities within. Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king.
$1 million for you can't see the pumps. Not country. Country girl just love it just because. You want to work so hard? You work too hard for it, don't girl. Country girl take you how you is. Country girl accept you. You understand what I say? Country girl will cook for you, clean for you, wash your clothes for you, make sure wipe out mat out your eye for you, dig out your nose for you, bust your bum for you, turn in no time for that.
I'm trying to see what that be like right there. Look, be that.
Jet means forward. You requested it, so we rewound.
Yeah, baby, we winning over here. No drama, no mamas, yeah, we winning over here. Options, we got options, we winning over here. Why take a L when we winning over here? That's what when it feels like we winning over here. Celebrate they hate while they winning over here. Smell that, that's confidence, we winning over here. Passport, no doubt, I'll be winning over here. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzard, yeah, the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. Up jump the blizzards and the blizzard jumps me. Up jump the blizzard, talking about the blizzard king. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning. We winning, we winning, we winning, we winning, 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 we winning, we winning, we winning, we winning.
And then you wonder why brothers want to get on the airplanes and go other places. Half the time, we could deal with the women, it's you dudes. You self-hating, selfish, narcissistic black men that we don't want to be around. We can't enjoy anything. Because if we got 2 nickels more to rub together, then you want to come hit us upside the head and take it. Y'all always coveting somebody else's stuff. Y'all, truthfully, y'all jealous of that man, Aaron Sloan. You wish you could speak like him. He was too proud, and so y'all wanted to break him down, just like the slave catcher DNA that's running through your blood. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Dennis Spurling, also known as Uncle D. And because I spit these cold, hard facts, they call me the Blizzard King. Somebody typed the Blizzard King in the chat room, man. Somebody typed the Blizzard King in the chat room. I've earned that title, man. I seem to be the only one willing to go against the grain. I am truly the bad guy. I can tell by some of the broadcasts. I usually rock with you, Uncle D, but I don't like what you saying today. Hey, man, you're not supposed to like what I'm saying. The truth hurts. Somebody type "truth hurts" in the back in the chat room, man. But let me go ahead and just acknowledge all my guys and ladies up in here with the wrenches. Shout out to the wrench mob, Mark the freelancer. Big up to you, Sick with it, yo. Shout out to you, Salty Balls. Big shout out to you, the good deacon is in here. Somebody said that has been on a rampage this post week. Yeah, man. I told you I'm rich now. I don't care. I'm rich. Okay, I done wrote a high 6-figure check to the IRS. Can't nobody say nothing to me for the rest of the year. You understand what I'm talking about? So shout out to me. But anyway, man, welcome to the broadcast. It's good to see everybody up in here. Like I said, big shout out to the wrench mob. the cash app is popping already, man. Big shout out to who is that just came through already? We haven't had anybody contribute to the super chat, but I definitely want to acknowledge the first person to come through with the cash app. Big shout out to Mr. Turner. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. I try not to read your whole name, so if me hear you, if I call you by your first name, it's because I don't want to, divulge your secret identity. But nevertheless, interesting things going on in the world today, but first, let me just welcome everybody back to the channel. As I said before, my name is Dennis Spurling, and tonight we have an important eye-opening topic to discuss. We're diving into a disturbing trend that's been affecting successful Black women. Somebody type boss chick in the chat room. Something that I like to call snow dogging. All right. Somebody type snow dogging in the chat room. Also known as snow dog, snow dogging. Can you imagine? Would you all like to guess what snow dogging is? We're introducing this into the lexicon now. Snow dogging. All right. Now, I know you're wondering what in the world is snow dogging. Well, it's a predatory practice where white men, target affluent Black women, marry them briefly, and then seek financial gain through alimony and exploitation. Somebody type soft guy in the chat room. Somebody type drizzle in the chat room. This issue isn't just about money. It ties into a deep-seated historical and social dynamic that have long impacted Black women in America. From the legacy of slavery to modern-day colorism, these factors all play a role in making our successful, lovely ladies vulnerable to such manipulations. We're going to break down how social status, racial power dynamics, and societal perceptions contribute to the exploitative behavior. But more importantly, we're here to empower women. Somebody type empower these lovely ladies. We want to help you ladies see these red flags from your white kings so you can protect your assets and demand the respect you deserve in a relationship. Praise God. Hallelujah. 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 We're going to summon down the spirit of Dr. Umar Johnson up in here. Somebody type. Come on. Hey. But anyway, for real though, look, you've been living under a rock. It's a troubling trend. Somebody type Haley Berry in the chat room, right? You literally have men out there who are targeting successful Black women, marrying them and then divorcing them, and they get significant financial gains in the form of alimony. Unfortunately, Black women are often the primary targets, with white men frequently being identified as the predators. And we're going to talk about it. Somebody type snow dogging in the chat room. And I'm going to give you a good definition, a working definition. Let this be the first time anybody has introduced this term into the lexicon. I actually developed this definition. I think it's appropriate. I'm putting it in the chat room. Here it is right here. I'm going to actually put it up on the screen. Snow dogging, or to snow dog, can be defined as a predatory practice where individuals, often white men, target successful, wealthy Black women in relationships with the intention of marrying them briefly for financial gain, such as seeking alimony, exploiting their resources, and then exiting the relationship, leaving the woman vulnerable and financially impacted. So the term snow dogging carries a significant weight when viewed in the historical context of race relations in the United States. Throughout history, Black people, particularly Black women, have faced systematic oppression, discrimination, and exploitation. The legacy of slavery, segregation, and ongoing racial inequalities have created a power dynamic that continues to impact social interactions and relationships right now, today. In the context of snow dogging, the exploitation of successful Black women by white men reflects deeper issues of racial power dynamics and economic disparities. The historical Devaluation of Black women's labor, contributions, and agency has perpetuated harmful stereotypes and narratives that contribute to vulnerability of these women's in relationships. The practice of snowboarding, snow dogging, I said snow dogging. Shout out to everybody in the CIA that's watching me. But anyway, as I said, this particular practice targets boss chicks, successful Black women for financial gain. It not only exploits these women on a personal level, but it also reinforces broader societal inequalities rooted in race and gender. It perpetuates harmful narratives about Black women as objects of exploitation and diminishes their autonomy, agency, and worth as individuals. By delving deeper into this issue together, my brothers, somebody type my brothers, we can raise awareness and foster dialogue and work towards empowering these lovely ladies to recognize and resist the exploitive behaviors of these white kings. Somebody type white kings in the chat room. It is crucial to address the intersection of race, gender, and power dynamics in these situations and strive for greater equality, respect, and justice in all relationships and interactions. Now, historically, in the United States, white men have often had they've always had sexual access to Black women due to systematic power dynamics rooted in race, social status, and financial advantage. White men, as holders of higher social status in society, somebody type social status in the chat room. Somebody type social status in the chat room. We're going to revisit that. White men, as holders of higher social status in society, have traditionally enjoyed privileges and opportunities that have placed them in a superior position compared to Black women and other marginalized groups. Social status, which encompasses factors such as wealth, education, and perceived societal standing, plays a significant role in shaping interpersonal relationships and power dynamics. Individuals with higher social status often have greater access to resources, opportunities, and influence, which can impact how they're perceived and treated by others. Having a higher social status allows individuals, particularly white men in this context, to wield influence, attract attention, and potentially hold power over others. This can create a dynamic where Black women seeking partners with higher social status may be more willing to overlook shortcomings or tolerate behavior that they would not accept from individuals with lower social status. Hint, hint. Now, the effect of having higher social status can manifest in various ways, shaping not only how individuals are perceived, but also influencing their interactions and relationships. In the case described therewith, a predatory white man, and I'm talking about snow dogging, a predatory white man can exploit their perceived social status and financial advantage to target successful Black women for personal gain, taking advantage of power differentials and societal inequalities. This dynamic highlights the complex interplay of race, social status, and power in relationships, underscoring the importance of understanding the challenging systems of privilege and oppression that perpetuate exploitation and inequality. By examining the impact of social status on interpersonal relationships, we can work towards promoting equality, respect, and justice in all relationships, regardless of an individual's background or societal standing. The dynamic where Black women seek partners for higher social status may be more willing, and let me say it like this, and Daryl and David Carroll used to hit this a lot, right? But we're going to have an honest conversation. And so when we talk about the dynamic where Black women who are seeking partners with higher social status, they're going to be more willing to overlook the shortcomings or tolerate behavior specifically from a white man than they would, and they wouldn't accept it from Black men or people who they perceive to have lower social status. You see? And this is influenced by colorism. It's a form of discrimination based on skin color with a racial or ethnic group. And in many societies, including the U.S., lighter skinned individuals have historically been favored and afforded higher social status compared to their darker skinned counterparts. Colorism has deep roots in history, in slavery and colonialization, where lighter skin was often associated with privilege, beauty, and social acceptance. Lighter skinned Black people, who are often the offspring of relationships between white slaveholders and enslaved Black women, were sometimes granted and oftentimes granted preferential treatment, access to education, and opportunities denied to darker skinned individuals. In today's society, colorism continues to influence perceptions of beauty and desirability and social status. Lighter skinned individuals often portrayed more positively in the media, fashion, popular culture, reinforcing harmful stereotypes and biases that privilege light skin over dark skin. For a wealthy Black woman, and let's keep it 100, for a wealthy Black woman, the desire to have children with lighter skin who may inherit what are perceived as more European features can drive her willingness to tolerate shortcomings from that white king of hers in hopes of securing a higher social status for her offspring. And this internalized preference for lighter skin can lead to the acceptance of behaviors that would not be tolerated from a Black man or someone in a similar social status. In addition to that, a Black woman who is dating a white man, in her mind, she has increased her social status. She is now the white man's prize in her mind. She's seeking that white womanhood. Shout out to BGS Ibmore. So the historical legacy of colorism and its impact on social status and desirability can create complex dynamics and relationships where individuals may sacrifice and compromise, or they make sacrifices and compromises based on deeply ingrained beliefs about beauty, worth, societal acceptance. And so it's essential to recognize it and challenge these biases and preferences based on skin color and work towards promoting equality, respect, acceptance for all individual tones in the society. Now, are we gonna have an honest conversation? Can we have an honest conversation here? Having an honest conversation with Black women about interracial relationships is crucial, especially when considering the complexities of race, social status, and the power dynamic that come into play. And it's important to acknowledge that white men, like all individuals, are influenced by societal perceptions, biases, and racial dynamics that shape their views and behaviors. See, white men entering relationships with Black women, they're not immune to the racial dynamics at play in society. They are very much aware of the societal perceptions of Black women and are subject to their own racial and interracial pressures, including and prejudices, which includes influences from their families and peers and society at whole. These men hold preconceived notions about social status, desirability, and the power dynamic based on race, which can impact their interactions and relationships with Black women. In many cases, these white men, they perceive themselves as the prize in the relationship with a Black woman. Irrespective of how much money she has, she is still perceived to have lower social status compared to him. And this perception can create an innate power dynamic disparity in interracial relationships where the white man may feel that they're doing the Black woman a favor by being in a relationship with her. Furthermore, the willingness of some Black women, most Black women, but some Black women in particular, to tolerate broke, busted Brad's shortcomings and other behaviors, right, that they wouldn't accept from Black men or somebody with an equal social status, that reinforces that perception. White men recognize that Black women are more likely to overlook certain issues in the relationship, leading them to believe that they do hold a position of power and privilege in that dynamic. And it's essential for Black women to be aware of these underlying power dynamics and societal influences when they consider interracial relationships. Understanding the complexities of race, social status, and power can help individuals navigate relationships with a clear understanding of their own worth, agency, and boundaries. Somebody type boundaries in the chat room. Open communication, mutual respect, and shared commitment to challenging stereotypes and biases are crucial in building healthy and equitable interracial relationships. Black men have had to deal with this power dynamic, especially when dating and marrying white women. I tell my sons all the time, my preference is for you to deal with Black women and women of color, specifically of African descent, because that white woman will tell a lie that everybody will believe. And what I try to explain to them is that, you know, they say you can fool some of the people all the time and all of the people some of the time, but that white woman can fool all the people all the time when it comes to your Black behind. See, oftentimes white women can make a false allegation irrespective of provability or evidence, and in the court systems and society at large they'll believe her over him. And in these situations, Black men are perceived as the bad guy, even if he's totally innocent. We see that played out time and time again here in the United States. And that's the same social status that white men have when it comes to dating Black women. Now, the thing you have to understand, and since we're talking about marriage is a legal and emotional commitment between two people. And it's deeply troubling when one person enters a marriage with the intention of exploiting the other for financial gain. Now, this kind of behavior is unethical and harmful. And it's important to remember that every person deserves to be treated with respect and fairness in any relationships, regardless of gender, race, or any other characteristic. Exploitative relationships, especially those that target people based on their race or gender, can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and inequalities. Now, the funny thing is, women of all ethnicities and all colors have been exploiting men in these marriages and taking them to the cleaners after divorce court for decades. But now that you have women, boss chicks, now that you have these boss chicks suffering from it, now it's a problem. So nevertheless, hopefully, you know, it's crucial for society to address, or society realizes it's crucial to address and condemn this behavior so that we can promote equality and respect among everybody. And if there are, and as far as these cases like this where people exploit others for marriage and financial gain, it's important that members of the legal system, judges, all you judges who are watching, it's important that you take note. And now that it's an issue, since women are having to be subjected to it, hopefully folks will. Now, I definitely want to give a big shout out to everybody who's contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. I'm going to take a quick pause and big shout out to my man, Von Travis Moss. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, fam. Good looking out. I appreciate you so much for being the first one in. Now, look, now that I've done that intro, it's time for us to get down to the nitty gritty. Why are we here today? We are here today because certain individuals, and I'm going to let this play out. Somebody type Queen of Kings in the chat room. Somebody type Rose and Britt in the chat room. Okay? So this is, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I want y'all to check this out. So this is a thumbnail. I actually saw it on a. You guys probably can't hear that, but you will be able to hear it in a minute. Give me 1 second. Right here. This is Rose and Britt. If I can get it to play. And there we go. Bam.
Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend.
Now, this is a married couple. Their name is Rose and Britt. Rose is a black woman. Britt is a white man, and they have a very successful YouTube channel, right? And they're basically an interracial couple, and they got 2 children. Well, she has 2 children from a previous marriage from a black man, and they in their subsequent journey together, they're now living in Hawaii, and this narrative attracts numerous viewers due to its unique, relatable aspect. For the most part, it's been positive, and they have faced difficulties. And recently, Rose publicly criticized Britt on Facebook. This woman went live on Facebook accusing Britt of snow dogging her, okay? Accusing him of being financially dependent on her. This outburst has led to considerable backlash and public scrutiny. Now, Rose claims that she paid for the house, the deposit, the Range Rover, and essentially has been funding their lifestyle. Somebody typed snow dogging in the chat room. Let's listen to this outburst.
That I'm the one that paid the down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not.
Ooh, watch your filthy mouth, Rose. My God, we need to wash your mouth out with some soap. Let's keep listening to Rose. Sounds like Rose is giving this white king, somebody type white king in the chat room. Sounds like Rose is giving this white king the same treatment that these lovely ladies give the brothers. If I may be so honest, it seems as though a leopard never changes his spots. But let's continue listening to Rose berate Bread. Okay, somebody type snow dogging in the chat room.
Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. So
you told him to put it on live, really? Let me just tell you something, Rose. I'm just tell you something. That's not a brother. Now I'm gonna tell you, them white kings have a short fuse. Somebody type short fuse in the chat room. You can't push them white kings like that. It's a lot of ocean around the islands over there, the Hawaiian Islands, baby. I'm just saying, baby girl, don't push that white king too far. Praise God. Don't you don't want to end
talking about a glass of wine, and then you want to start saying, "Oh."
Let's listen now.
Let's just be very.
You gotta watch it now. Somebody type short fuse in the chat room.
Very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. So, and then you want to start talking about a glass of wine, and then you want to start saying, "Oh, are you not going to talk?" After I was just sitting here silent before we even got on.
First of all, it's classless for you to be putting this on live anyway. But anyway, let's keep listening.
Live. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. That sounds like the same lovely lady. Did we get over here? I thought they were there. Remember, this is the same woman that had the Dr. Umar song. Remember that? Dr. Umar, remember that? This is the same lovely lady that put out that Dr. Umar song a couple of years ago and was telling Dr. Umar how, she can't go back to Tyrone. I want you to keep in mind who we dealing with here. This is not a situation where these people have been discreet and quiet. They've been broadcasting. She's been building up Brad. She's been telling the world how wonderful Brad is and how fantastic Brad is. His name is Brett, but I'm just saying. And now here you are telling the whole world we thought Brad was a provider. Somebody type provider in the chat room. Huh? I've been not talking. So what are you talking about? Oh, okay.
Praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. So she has been she's been mouthy with it. You see what I mean? And come to find out, she funded that lifestyle. Okay. According to her, he was broke, living in a basement on a mattress in the ghetto when she met him. And he's deadbeat to his other child. And she funds the lifestyle. She could have stayed in the black community for that, right? I'm just saying. This is what she said. Now later, this lovely lady tried to come back and clarify the statement. Somebody type clarify, attributing this emotional
outburst to being intoxicated during an argument. Then she went on and posted that Britt is financially stable and makes six figures and is on the home loan. That's what she said. And she admitted her outburst was aimed at making Britt angry. Clearly, it was aimed at making him angry. Right? Yeah. And she said, don't take what I said seriously. And despite this explanation, nobody believed that. Do you believe that? If you believe that, say yes. If you don't believe that, say no. I think she told the truth. I think that we have to question her authenticity. It's too late to clean it up, baby girl. It's too late. That dude didn't even argue back with you. You see what I'm saying? You just blew your bag. Now the world knows you've been paying for everything, and nobody's buying what you're selling. Bradley, okay, I find it interesting that Bradley, what we see is that Bradley eventually gets the Klingon treatment from Keisha, the same treatment that Pookie gets. And as I said earlier, a leopard never changes his spots. She treats the white man the same way as she treats the black man. Remember a couple of months back, I told you fellas, all you guys, I'm gonna get me a white woman from America. I'm gonna get me a black woman. Y'all just, to the white men and the black, you just swapping modern women. That's all you're doing. You're just swapping them. They're all the same. They all got the same. They're eventually gonna come out. Matter of fact, as far as black women, you guys remember David Carroll? You guys know who David Carroll is? Passed away a few years back. He was an old school red pill staple here in YouTube. I used to catch him from time to time. And he said that black women will submit to the white man until she has his baby. And then once she has his baby, all the submissive obedience stuff goes out the window. And she'll start talking to him just like she talks to the black man. And if you get married to one, and see, that's all women. I read this book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. Dr. Gray is his name. And he said that sometimes when women get comfortable, they come out the bag on you. When they think they have you, when they think, and that can be when marriage happens. That can be when babies show up. They think they permanently got you. They get too comfortable and they come out the bag on you. That's why you always have to let women know, hey, look, don't get comfortable with me. You need to stay on your P's and Q's. You see, you never let them get too comfortable with you because you might not like the result. And, you know, black woman gets comfortable, she's going to act like her normal self. Now, this lovely lady, she claimed the relationship was some kind of upgrade. Remember that? She got, but apparently all she got herself was a white Pookie. She got her a beach bum Bradley. And she thought she was winning. You see? And what this proves to me is this El Blanco doesn't have to pay. Whether he's homeless or a millionaire athlete like Travis Kelce, she doesn't have to pay. And so you brothers need to go ahead and get this memo and understand that they'll do anything to make it seem as though they have better options, even foot the bill. Now, why is that? And I alluded to that in my opening broadcast. See, it's redundant for me to tell you she wouldn't do that for a black man. Whether he's at his highest point or his lowest point, she's not going to do that. So why? Why is that? Why is that? And they called me the Blizzard King for a minute, fella. As a black man, you don't have the social status that the white man has. And that's all across the world. The white man around the world is perceived to be as the dominant male. Even if you have more muscles than him, you got more money than him, you're taller than him, you may be attractive, you may be able to get some top-notch chicks, but that white man is going to have more social status just because when women of the world look around,
especially in countries dominated by white men. When the women of the world look around, they see that white man as being at the top. And I'm sure there was a time where black men were at the top. If we went to the Iber Peninsula between the year 700 and the year 1400, when the Moors ruled, I'm sure the white women in those countries perceived the black men as dominant. They perceived the black man as the dominant male. And so because of that, men that look like the men who run the world or run the country or run the nation are going to have higher social status. And that's just the reality that you have to deal with. That is human nature. Women always choose the male who is perceived to have the highest social status, the alpha male, if you will. And they oftentimes reject the beta males or the men who they deem lesser. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get you a fine, top-notch woman, but what it means is she will make sacrifices for this man with higher social status that she would not for a man who she deems as having a lower social status or equal social status. It's hypergamy. Somebody type hypergamy in the chat room. I want y'all to think about that. This is just the reality. There are some benefits to being the boss. Okay? Now, this particular young lady and her man, she was able to sell the rest of black women a dream because here she had 2 children by a black man, and she was able to get this white king, this white man with this high social status. And it sold a dream to other black women. This is a story that a lot of it's a fantasy. This is about a black woman's fantasy about being rewarded for her bad decisions, having children with a man who she apparently wasn't married to, who she made a bad decision to be with. This is about selling a dream. This is about catering to black women's fantasies. And so by her being able to pull down this white man, this white king, who she was saying was spending all his money on her, oh man, the black women all over thought this is the way to go. She's gonna get herself a high value white man who's gonna buy her a Range Rover, who's gonna help her take care of these kids. But at the end, these black kids, these full black kids. But at the end of the day, all she got was the white woman's reject. You see? The truth is, and let's keep it 100, no well-to-do white man with money behind him is going to take care of another man's children, especially if those children are Pookie and Ray Ray's kids. Especially with a woman who is the typical average toxic single mom with a hood mentality. Period. All that's going to happen when this divorce happens, when she gets she's going to get snowdogged, and he's going to walk away with half of her assets. And the thing you have to understand about white people is, culturally speaking, Brad is brutal when it comes to money. They're way worse than most black men. They come for the money. I've dealt with enough white men to know, and I see how they deal with each other. They are brutal when it comes to the paper. When it comes down, when it's time to split the check up, okay? Whenever all the law firms get together and it's time to turn savage on each other. Period. We just really don't have that in us. Yeah, well, you know, of course there's exceptions to the rule, but my God, it's almost cultural. And now she's very desperate, right? She has a child by 2 bums, one white, one black, and now she's crying about it on the internet. But remember, just a few months ago, she was down in black men, talking bad about her baby daddy, making songs about telling Dr. Umar, y'all remember this? Somebody find that link to that song and put it in the chat room. I want to play that. Somebody find that link to her Dr. Umar song. I'm gonna put it in the chat room. And that's why you can't take these lovely ladies serious. Next up, let's take a look at that. Y'all still with me?
You starting to pick up or we recognize the hypergamous nature of these lovely ladies? Now, I want to give you another example. So it's not just, YouTube. This is happening in real life. Do you all know someone named Rachel Lindsay? Do you all know someone named Rachel Lindsay? Rachel paid her ex-husband, Brian Abasolo, $13,257 a month. Right? Somebody type drizzle in the chat room. Somebody type drizzle in the chat room. So a judge has ruled, and let me make this bigger for you all to see. All right, can y'all see that? So a judge has ruled in an ongoing divorce proceeding between Rachel Lindsay and Brian Abasolo, ordering the former Bachelor Nation star to pay her estranged husband $13,257 per month in spouse support. According to the court documents, the court has yet to decide whether Lindsay will be required to make retroactive payments. However, she has been ordered to pay Abasolo's $15,000 for his attorney's fees, an additional $5,000 for forensic expert expenses as detailed in the filing. So apparently what happened was they wanted to go ahead and search her cell phone to see what kind of lies she was telling. And so she had to pay $5,000 for that. Now, this decision follows Lindsay's recent accusation. Here it is, that Abasolo misrepresented his income in his support request. Okay, claiming his annual salary was only $16,000. You hear me? Soft guy here. The man that ended his soft guy. All I make is $16,000 a year, Judge. She needs to pay me. You understand? And according to the documents filed on June 29th, this 39-year-old lovely lady argued that her ex-husband, Brian, claims to earn so little income that if he worked 40 hours a week and was paid minimum wage in Los Angeles, he would more than double his reporting earnings. So what she's saying, he ain't making no money. Isn't this dude a doctor or something like that? Ooh, look at God, look at God. A system designed by white men, used against black women, and now black women end up paying white men alimony and sometimes child support. Now, a lot of these women are triggered over this, especially our lovely ladies, especially the sisters, who said he ain't a real man. Somebody type, he ain't a real man in the chat room. Yet, they want to continue to drain men of resources in divorce court. So you don't have a problem when women are draining men, but you have a problem when men are draining women, and yet you say you want equality. But these are the consequences of equality. Okay? This is what has been imposed upon men for decades. This is what we've had to deal with. So ladies, welcome to equality. But the thing I want you all to do is, first of all, I'm telling you, I notice a pattern. Somebody type Snow Dog in the chat room. Somebody type Snow Dog in the chat room. Now, y'all see how quiet the sisterhood is right now? Why is the sisterhood so quiet about this? Why won't anybody say she gave her wealth away to the white community? Where's that at? Huh? Why is nobody going to criticize her for this? Where's Dr. Umar Johnson saying that she should have kept the money in the black community? Where's she at? Where he at? Why are we so quiet? Will somebody type Divestor alert in the chat room? This is come on now. But I'm sure once Dr. Umar Johnson gets hold of this, he's going to say something like, well, somehow it's the black man's fault because he created an environment that spawned the black woman choosing this unorthodox path. Somebody type unorthodox path in the chat. I'm sure he's going to come up with something creative to justify these shenanigans. Nevertheless, now Brian He can use her money to take his white queen out and get some pasta and lobster. Somebody type pasta and lobster in the chat room. Because see, Brad is getting paid. I guess he secured the bag. Right? That's what he did. And I'm sure that this man paid very little in the relationship, just like the previous example. Somebody type black wife effect in the chat room. Okay? Somebody type black wife effect in the chat room. This is the black wife effect. All you snow dogs out there, this is the black wife effect. She should have chose the bear. That's what she should have chose the bear. Yeah. You don't have to go to some other ethnic group to get treated like this. Pookie can treat you like this. The funny thing is, you'll let men like this treat you like this, but then when you get a hardworking black man, you place extreme physical and financial demands on him, on a hardworking, honest black man. And what this does is it tells me that black women are willing to pay anything for their preference. Their preference. That's their preference. That white man is their preference. You brothers have to realize, as black men, the reason why you get treated so bad by black women is because at the end of the day, here in this society, they want that white man. That's why they do their best to emulate that white woman. What do you think that weave is about? Black men have been telling black women for decades, you look better with your natural self. But she's not dressing up for you. She's dressing up to try to compete with that white woman. That's why she puts that skin lightener on. That's why she puts that hair that does not look like the hair that naturally grows out of her head. She's not doing it for you. She's doing it for that white king. And if she can't get him honest on her own good looks, she's willing to pay. Even if it means paying large sums of money in cash in the end. That's her preference. Passport bros. Go where you appreciate it, not tolerate it. I've been saying this for a decade now. They would rather pay Brad for his time. And they will refuse to help Tyrone start a business and so he can help uplift the black family. That's their preference. These same black women are getting treated like black men get treated when they divest. Yeah. Black women always talk about how rich black male athletes get robbed in family court by these snow bunnies. Well, the same thing is happening with these snow dogs. White men have been showing you for hundreds of years who they think you are. Sister, and you still delusional about who this man is. Non-black men see black women who are educated as a good mark. And when I say mark, I'm talking about basically a sucker. They see you as good, easy money, a good, easy come up. They stay married to you for 3 years. They get some money and they move on to the next woman. That's the Halle Berry effect. That's that black wife effect. Stop lying to yourselves. Now we're going to take a quick break, and when I come back, I'm going to give you lovely ladies some suggestions, the same suggestions that I would give black men on how not to get robbed, how not to get snow bunnied or snow dogged by these people that see you as a sucker. Now, if you appreciate what I'm doing, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'll be right back.
In this Spurling podcast, click your mouse pad. Yeah, we out back. Hit the like, hit subscribe. Don't just hate watch the we outside. Let them hate watch. Go and play pop. We just lay back. He don't play that. We don't play back. We don't play back. We go way back. Black men, yeah, we earn some. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. Black man, yeah, we earn something. Tune in, gotta learn something. Uncle D podcast bump it. Likes up, hit the sub button. This is Dennis Spurling podcast. Don't just hate, watch. Hit subscribe and let them know we outside. Don't hold hate, donate. Super chat, cash app. Put something in the collection plate. Church.
I want y'all to make sure y'all hit the number 1 button. And we're going to kind of get back to what we like to do over here, man. I need y'all to check in at a certain point when it's time to check in. I need to checking in to start happening again. We got to go ahead and get this algorithm pumping. All right, welcome back. For you guys who come in late, tonight we talk about Snow Dog and Divestors. And it's a play on the word snow bunny, when African Americans or black women in particular, in this particular situation, end up sacrificing everything and putting up with things that they would not have otherwise put up with a black man or another man of color, just so that they can be with that white man. And it ends up costing them literally lots of money. And so what I would like to do at this point is, for the purposes, because, Uncle D has a heart. It's cold, but I have a heart. What I would like to do is do something like a community public service announcement for the lovely ladies out there who are getting snow dogged by these white men. The richer you get, the more of an opportunity you present to men. And I know, and let me start off by saying this, ladies. You've been lied to. You've been lied to a lot. Black men got good game, and they've been telling you that you're the most beautiful women in the world, and every man wants you. And so you think that these white men truly want you for you. In reality, they want you as a come up. They want the Whitney Houstons. Okay, they want the Diana Rosses. They want this young ladies like Rachel Lindsay. They want you because they can come up off of you. Yeah. You boss chicks, you advertising. You're masculine anyway, so all they got to do is come in and play that pretty boy feminine role, and you already think they have higher social status than you do. Successful black women, you need to protect yourself from these predatory behaviors. And you need to be able to identify these type of men who seek you out solely for financial gain. But the first thing you have to understand how they see you. You think they see you as a prize? Huh? The only group of men in America that see you as a prize is a black man. But you don't appreciate that. So you want to go over there and play with that white man. But, let's entertain it. You got to be cautious and be observant. You need to pay attention to the red flags in a relationship. Such as someone trying to love bomb you, or someone showing strong interest in your wealth and your material possessions, rather than your well-being or your happiness. You got to look for signs of manipulation and control. You need to take your time and avoid rushing into any serious commitments or making any major financial decisions early in the relationship. You need to take time to get to know this person on a deeper level before you start sharing your financial information and assets. Look, I told you before, I dealt with enough white people to know they get real serious when it comes to money. That's culturally. That's culturally how they are. You need to seek legal advice. And you need to consider consulting with a trusted legal advisor or some sort of financial planner so you can understand what your rights are and what your options are in case the relationship turns sour. See, they can also help you draft a prenuptial agreement if you get the right attorney so you can protect your assets in a situation where a divorce arrives.
This woman, Rachel Lindsay, according to one of her broadcasts that I heard her on, she didn't even have a prenup. No prenuptial agreement, and you're the one with higher financial status. The other thing you need to do is you need to surround yourself with friends and family and professional advisors who have your best interests at heart. See, one thing that manipulative people will do is they will try to separate you from your support. That's the same thing women do all the time. And you guys know that. They don't, why are you hanging out with your friends? Why are you going over your mama's house? You're a mama's boy, blah, blah, blah. That's what they do. Because they know that those people will see things from a different angle that you won't, and they'll provide guidance and support and from an outside perspective as to your relationship. You might not want to hear it. You might be blinded by that, that white glow, but it is what it is. The other thing is you need to trust your instincts. If something feels off or feels too good to be true, you need to trust your gut instincts and don't ignore the warning signs or dismiss your concerns about the other person's intentions. Baby, look, if you are a black woman and you 38, 39 years old, 40 years old, and you out here and your toes look like that, right? You damn near menopausal, and you got some 20-some-year-old white underwear model paying you attention as you pull up in your Rolls Royce or your Bentley. Baby, he is not looking at you for your good looks and charm. Okay? Your instincts are telling you that, but your ego is blinding your instincts. You're ignoring the warning signs because you desire something. And so you dismiss your concerns about this other person's intentions. The other thing you need to do is you need to focus on mutual respect. Look for somebody who respects you for who you are as a person, not just for your financial status or success. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, trust, and support. Ladies, if you start off tricking on a man, he's going to have you keep tricking on him. I mean, golly, that's basic game 101, right? However you start the relationship, that's how it's going. I put that in one of my songs. The relationship ends like it begins. Just because you married, just because you're a trick and you get married, don't mean you're not tricking. What do you think has been happening in these relationships with these ladies here? Huh? You think this is new? You think that Miss Rachel Lindsay just started tricking off on her husband, Brian Abasalo? You think that's new? What about this one right here?
Deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend.
Baby, that was part of the deal. That's what you had to pay him to get him in the relationship, to entice him into the relationship. It's the same thing a lot of these rich black men have to do to get these white women in a relationship. It's the same. The game has changed. It's the script has flipped as far as gender. And if you start off paying, you're going to pay and pay and pay. And when you can't pay no more, the relationship is going to be over. That's how that works. I mean, that's basic game. That's game 101. Hit the number 1 button if y'all hear me. Other thing is, ladies, you need to educate yourself. Stay informed about financial matters, legal rights, and relationship dynamics. Knowledge is power, and being well informed can help you make wise decisions and protect yourself from exploitation. This girl shouldn't have never got married to this man out in California. You might not even want to live together. Have y'all heard of palimony suits? Palimony, where you live together with somebody. Common law marriages. Think about it. You have a lot to lose. The other thing is you need to know how to communicate with somebody. You need to learn to listen. You need to have honest, open conversations with your partner about your values, your expectations, and your concerns regarding money and relationships. And you also need to listen. Ladies, one of your worst traits, and I'm giving you game too. You guys know this. If you listen to a woman long enough, she'll tell you everything you need to know about her. But see, a lot of you ladies like to fill the air with your voice because you want to hear yourself speak. And so you're not listening. So you don't hear the clear communication being made to you. And see, clear communication can help establish the boundaries and principles of that relationship. You deserve to be in a respectful relationship with somebody that cares equally. But you got to work at that. That doesn't mean you're going to get it. You get what you negotiate. If you feel like you're being targeted or exploited for financial gain, you need to not hesitate and get yourself out of that. Now, the other thing, I want y'all to hear me. Ladies, you need to be honest with yourself. It's not you, it's your money. Ladies, it's not you, it's your money. It's a lot of wealthy black women out there. You're doing well, aren't you? Shout out to you lovely ladies. Y'all out there getting paper, right? And most educated. Somebody type most educated in the chat room. This is a conversation that men have all the time. All the time. If you're a 55-year-old man with a beer belly and a bald head, you can be absolutely certain that hot young 20-something-year-old woman is not with you for your charm and good looks. They want you for your money. Somebody type money in the chat room. Somebody type money, money, money in the chat room. And the same goes for you older women. You're a middle-aged woman. You got smile lines, wrinkle lines, crow's feet. Your ovaries are as dry as powdered egg whites. You having hot flashes, you're premenopausal. You think that young man wants to be with you for your youth and beauty and your wonderful personality? No, he's in it for the money. And you need to develop the same attitude that men have developed in that situation. It does not matter why they're there as long as they're there. I know that's hard for you because, love, right? It does not matter why they're there as long as they're there. And that's just that. Now, what do we do here tonight? We define what snow dogging is. That's a predatory practice where men, often white men, target successful black women for financial gain through brief marriages. These men marry with the intention of seeking alimony and exploiting the woman's resources, leaving her vulnerable and financially impacted. We also discuss the historical context of this practice. Snow dogging reflects deep-seated racial power dynamics and economic disparities rooted in the legacy of slavery and segregation and ongoing racial inequalities. These systematic issues have made black women particularly vulnerable in relationships with white men. Now, we touched on some social status and power dynamic plays and how it plays a significant role. White men often exploit their perceived higher social status and their financial advantage to manipulate successful black women. They do it with all women of color. Have y'all heard of Pocahontas? Do you not understand that the reason that the northern invaders who invaded Africa, they came down and impregnated a whole bunch of women on the African continent, and then the children turned against their mother's people. Destruction of African civilization. That's a famous book. It talks about it. Colorism complicates these dynamics further because you have lighter or white-skinned individuals who have historically received preferential treatment and higher social status. And so you got a black woman who wants to have these light-skinned babies with these European features, and then she herself thinks that her social status increased because she has these white babies, because she has this white man, even if she's just the other side chick. You can't tell me, and I know you, I don't care if you like it or not, I'm gonna tell it. I have a strong belief based on my knowledge of female nature that even during slavery times, there was a lot of those women who exploited that power dynamic or benefited from it. They wanted to be with that white man because it increased their social status on the plantation in bondage. We might all be crabs in the bucket, but at least I'm the crab that's on top of the crab that's on top of the crab. At least I can see over the lid. And women will do what they have to do. They are survivors. They will do what they have to do. If it means they got to have masters' babies, fine. Oftentimes those children were set free and the mother was set free also. Women use what they got to get what they want. You can't tell me that wasn't happening. Everybody's saying it's always grape juice during slavery. Sometimes it was a come up out of a bad situation. You could be mad, I don't care. But I've read enough books about how many black women owned slaves in the antebellum South to know that they was putting that, they were working. And I'm not talking about in the fields either. And you ain't got to like it. But female nature dictates that women will gravitate to the strongest, most dominant, successful male to reproduce with. And if that meant their so-called slave master, then they would. Because at the end of the day, we all the same height when we laying down. If whether you a slave master or not, you lay down with the slave woman, you know, y'all equal, at least for that time being. Nevertheless, the impact on black women is profound. This exploitation not only affects their personally, but it reinforces broader societal inequalities, and it perpetuates harmful stereotypes and diminishes their autonomy and worth. I highlighted the challenges in interracial relationships. White men entering in relationships with black women may hold preconceived notions about social status and power dynamics, often viewing themselves as superior. And this perception creates an inherent power imbalance. And so what I did was I emphasized the importance of legal, social responses, and black women need to be aware of the dynamic. You need to get some legal advice. You need to build a strong support network to protect yourself. You need prenups. You need to communicate. You need to understand financial matters. You need to safeguard your interests. What's the point of working your whole life, putting yourself to these different schools just to get robbed by some white boy? Of course, we compared the black man's experience to this in our relationships with white women, where false allegations can lead to significant societal and legal consequences. And this comparison highlights the broader issue of racial bias in relationships and the legal system, and it also demonstrates the social status that white people in general have, whether you like it or not. Yeah, we entitled, we like to have equality and respect. We like somebody to genuinely care for us in these relationships. And we should condemn exploitative behaviors to promote equality and respect for everybody, regardless of gender, something that we haven't been doing. For the most part, When we see women robbing men in family court, we don't say anything. It's fun, right? It's funny. Jokes and laughter. But now that this happening to your lovely ladies, Haley Berry, Rachel Lindsay, now it's not so funny anymore, is it? Not at all. But nevertheless, I'm going to take the opportunity to read these super chats. And, you know, guys, I want to thank you all for contributing to the super chat. Shout out to Vondris Mall, support Black Male Media. Devin Mitchell, thank you so much, fam. Another vid. She said Sugar Daddy gave her 50K. Woo! Guy in the black zoo, Zaddy always gets his get back. And my man, Wrench Turner. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. The movie called Killers of the Flower Moon showed how Brad married and deleted Native American women too for their bag in the early night. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, I'd like to talk about this more. Maybe if I had another channel that wasn't so scrutinized, I would. But without saying too much, you have to question. Well, let me say it like this. History shows us that sometimes members of the dominant race question even our humanity. And if somebody does not see you as human as they are, right? What will they not do to you? If they perceive themselves as better to you, as better than you, more deserving than you, what will they not do to you? Nothing. It's no different than you killing a roach or an ant or something like that. That's what you have to understand. That's who you're dealing with. And so, you know, I guess you should love whoever you love, but, and of course there are exceptions. There's true love out there and there's mutual respect and admiration. But for the most part, a lot of people, you know, when you date outside the race, they might not see your humanity for what it is. They may see you as less than. Shout out to Mr. Henry. Thank you so much, Mark the Freelancer. Thank you so much, International Quiet Storm. I don't know. Should I put the super? You guys want to have a conversation about this? If you guys want me to put the link in the chat room and come in, let me know. I've said a lot. This is what we got 200, almost 300 people in the chat room, but you know, I don't know. You know, I don't see a lot of super chats, and that's usually how I can tell if people have learned a lot. I think I've said all I need to say, but the link is in the chat room. We'll take a quick break. If y'all want to contribute more to the super chat, that'd be great. If somebody wants to come in, cool. We'll chop it for a minute. But here's another cool video, man. You know, I like to throw these videos out there. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. I had to take a quick time out. Bro, what's up, man? What are your thoughts on the conversation tonight?
Everything was spot on, Uncle D. You know, regards to the lovely ladies, man, you know, especially our sisters, man, you know, to me, I think about that when that NFL player, I don't know if you remember, he was a lineman. I think he was for the New York Jets, and he was dating a black woman, a white guy dating a black woman. I guess, you know, it was a DV incident, and he ended up putting his hands on her, and the picture was all on the internet. You know, he roughed her up so bad she was unrecognizable. And one thing it relieves the mind is saying, if the women, if you're going to do that, you know, always have either a male friend or a family member you can call, you know, because you don't want to be out there alone. Because that's when, you know, I don't know, the last lady that, you know, that happened with the cop, she was alone in her house. And I'm like, I see the correlation. And I'm like, these are single ladies alone, no protection. And that's like, that's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful.
Joshua, I cut you off, man. I had the quick little technical error here. What are your thoughts, bro? Finish your thought. Your statement.
Where was
Go
I
ahead.
again? Where was I again?
Well, we were talking about the social dynamic and how sometimes it appears that African American women are delusional about their sexual marketplace value. And so because of that, they don't realize it, they don't fathom the fact that this man is solely with them because of her wealth, because of what she can offer them. It's no different than some middle-aged bald head man who thinks that these 20-year-old girls are with him because, not because of his money and his Lamborghini, but they're with him because of his personality. Kevin Samuels used to say, it doesn't matter why they're there as long as they're there. And that, I understand what he meant by that. My man, Joe Martin, always good to have you here, brother. What are your thoughts on this conversation? Somebody type snow dogging in the chat room. I take credit for that. Snow dogging. What are your thoughts, Joe?
Hey, how you doing, Dennis? Man, it's good to see you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was over here chilling. I was like, let me go in here and bother my uncle real quick. Hey, man, I think you made some good points about they have no problem with doing it to us, but when it's being done to them, it seems like it's like foreign language or something. It's like, it really lets people know. It really lets you know how unself-aware people can be. You know what I mean? So I really wanted to comment on that. As far as the Britt situation with the young lady, yeah, her whole brand is going to be destroyed. Well, see, it goes both ways. I mean, if the guy is poor or whatnot, he was struggling, that means that she was lying. If he is successful and she did damage control, it says a lot about her character, her getting online in front of the kids and just destroying this man. But at this point, if he chooses to stay there, I mean, either way you look at it, any way you slice the cheese, it's just a bad look, period. So just give my little 2 cents on it.
What do you think about somebody type black wife effect? What do you think about the fact that she went off on him just like he was any old everyday black man?
Right.
How dare I thought she treated her white king just like he was a regular old Pookie or Ray Ray, like his name was Tyrone Jenkins Jr.
You know what I tell people?
Type Tyrone Jenkins Jr. in the chat room. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
You know what I tell people, and I've always said this. I say it takes a long time to get to know a person. Usually when people meet, they put their best foot forward. Yeah. They're not necessarily inclined to show you their faults because they want to make a good impression. That's normal. But then when people move in with each other, they have this thing called you've changed. It is not that you've changed, that now your faults, your habits are starting to slip out because you're getting comfortable. And like how you said, the more comfortable these women get, they're going to show their true colors all the time. And that's why I'm a firm believer that friendship should be taken slow, because consistency will show you who you are. And some people can hide it longer than others. So you got to be careful with that too.
Right.
But the thing is, man, I think that because white men have a higher social status, black women will set aside some of their imperfections, which are obvious. This man is homeless, sleeping on an air mattress in somebody's basement, but the sheer fact that he's a white man means he has a higher social status according to you, even though he's broke. And it's like, golly, it's the same. And I always use this word because I picked it up back in college. It's called cut. They'll cut for you. They used to say that in Dallas. Like Dallas, in other words, they'll do all this other stuff that they wouldn't normally do for a person. We do that for beautiful women. It's a young lady on the internet right now, looks like a Zendaya, but she's a drug addict. And you hear dudes talking about, oh man, I'll move her in the house, man. She can come stay with. Do you really want a drug addict in your house, man?
Everything will be gone.
You'll that's where integrity comes in. And this is why I talk to you guys about integrity all the time. It's just some things you as a man won't stand for. I don't care if it's your wife, your girlfriend, your mama, your daughter, your best friend, your daddy. It's just some things that, like, this is my boundary. These are my standards. I'm not going to compromise them. That's hard. That's what makes being a man hard, what you stand for. We got some other people who want to come in. You got a cam up in here. I got to see your face. We don't want any trolls coming in here. But I think that's part of the problem. I think black women they see that white man, and that's their escape from these horrible black men that they can't stand so much. And, they got that white Kang now, and they can shove him in our face, and they can do what black men have been doing. Because it makes them feel bad when they see black men with white women, especially successful black men who are rich, like your Robert F. Smiths. You can name them. You know all of them. And it makes it feel bad. So now they want to play catch back or get back. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyway, anybody else have anything else you want to add?
Well, to me, I think it's the institutional type of thing, because everywhere you see in this country and in this world is ran by that man. It's not ran by us. So it's the representation. They have it in their mind. They say, "Hey, I don't see you running anything, doing anything." They already put us beneath a class, but they don't understand that the majority of the middle class, or the emerging middle class, are black single men. So those stereotypes are fading away. Eventually, in the future, the brothers that they passing up, it could be their meal ticket to get out the hood. You know what I'm saying?
But brother, what you don't understand is this. They're not looking for somebody. They're looking for, this is hypergamy. They want the richest, most successful male in the area, even if they don't qualify for them. That's why night in and night out, Kevin Samuels was able to confront these women on their delusion. You got 3 kids by 2 different men. You're 39 years old. You have, you wear a size 10 dress, and yet you think you're supposed to get a high value man. They're all delusional.
Yeah.
You see? And so how can you reason with somebody delusional? Black Samurai, you're trying to convince these women, hey, why don't you get one of these middle class guys who's an electrician or a plumber or a truck driver or a military guy or something like that, or a computer programmer, and go make a good life for yourself. But see, they're comparing themselves to women on Instagram. They think they're just as fine as this hot 20-something-year-old that just graduated from the local community college. You see what I mean? They want to ride around in the Ferraris too. Like, baby, we can't get no car seats in this Ferrari. You see what I'm saying? And so they're delusional. And unfortunately, they're getting taken advantage of, because that delusion makes them think that they have a higher social marketplace value than they actually do. They're not realistic. Let's just keep it 100. I'm 50 years old, but I'm very successful. I got some qualities. I'm funny. I got jokes, But, my beautiful, lovely, wonderful fiance, if I was a fat, broke dude living at the bottom of my grandma's basement, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Can I keep it 100 with you?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I tell my sons all the time, like, you dudes, man, look, one of them wants to be a doctor, the other's an engineer, the other one wants to be a lawyer. I say, y'all gonna be all right.
Mm-hmm.
On the sheer fact that you're gonna have money, have your fun while you're young. You see what I'm saying? And then go find your woman when you get older. But if you a nobody, you can't expect nobody to be with you. I don't believe in that. Game don't sustain.
Right.
Game, like, oh yeah, just because you can pull them don't mean you can keep them. And if you can keep them, don't mean you can keep peace in your house. If you constantly having to game her up every 2 or 3 days because she mad because you know what's gonna keep showing up? That light bill is gonna keep showing up every month.
Right.
That light bill
is
gonna show up, and so you're gonna have to constantly be gaming this woman up to keep the peace. Because at the end of the day, she's gonna be like, yeah, I love you, and you got a good game, and you putting that pipe in me and everything, but damn, I'm working hard, and I see my friends over here, they got these men who don't have them working hard. You see what I'm saying? So it's something to be said for having game. Okay. I can appreciate the fact that you can go to a club and pull a bad one out of there, bro. But at the end of the day, she gonna use you just like men use girl toys. She gonna use you like a boy toy. And she still gonna have that other dude that she gonna want to have that baby for. He gonna get all that time. He don't care why she there.
Mm-hmm.
That rich man don't care why. Did I not tell that to y'all earlier? We don't care why she here, as long as she there.
Yep.
You see what I mean? Like, I mean, back when I was doing my little passport bro thing, but I literally had 8, 9 women in the house, and as long as they there, they like, they like they just like ornaments in the house on the Christmas, as long as you're there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when I'm ready for you to leave, you leave. I don't care why you're there. You see? So, but women oftentimes they get emotionally involved. Oh, he loves me. No, that white man don't love you like that. Floor is open, fellas. What else y'all got to say about this subject? Go ahead, brother.
Oh, if I may, for most of our lovely ladies out there who are doing this thing, just remember it's dangerous to call them out, because I cannot count at this point the amount of times I've heard, oh, black lady mysteriously vanishes or is cut up into a million pieces, thrown in a lake, burned in a sewer. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Right.
She was a bit too aggressive with Brad.
Right.
My man Reg Turner.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, my man Reg Turner. Look, she was a little too aggressive. I want y'all to look at this video again. This is a little too.
The down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. So, and then you want to start talking about a glass of wine, and then you want to start saying, oh, are you not going to talk? After I was just sitting here silent before we even got on live. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. I've been not talking. So what are you talking about? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she gonna bring the demon out. She gonna bring the demon out that man. She better leave that man alone. You don't know. They not as tolerant as we are. Praise God. Rich Turner, brother, always good to have you in here, man. What are your thoughts on this conversation? It's complex, it's multi-layered. Break it down for us, brother.
Yeah, man. First of all, salute to you, OG. Salute to the brothers on the panel. Salute to the brothers in the chat. Yeah, man. I think that unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, a lot of them, they're not going to learn their lesson because the only thing they understand is pain, right? So they have to lose money. They're going to have to lose the perceived status that they think they have. They're going to have to lose those DEI positions. And really get to, I remember a while back how you said, be prepared to step over the bodies, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of them are gonna have to get to that point before they really understand that, hey man, it's cute to be a man, right? When you don't have to do the heavy lifting. You know what I mean? But once you stray far enough outside of control, you stray away from religion, you stray away from order, you stray away from structure, then we know what's waiting on us, right? We know that at the end of the day, we're gonna have to pay with our ass. And I think for a lot of them, that's what they're gonna have to see. They're gonna have to go through getting bombarded in family court and paying some alimony and paying some child support and losing some resources, you know. So I think they're just gonna have to really they're gonna have to experience what men have been experiencing for quite a long time.
Right? Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, bro, it's not even just the alimony and getting treated equal. Black women are blinded by these white men. I mean, David Carroll said it best. He said that white skin erases a lot of imperfections. And it's like you got a low down scoundrel that you're taking care of, but just for the fact that he's a white man and you hope you want to have him on your arm, like he's arm candy, you'll tolerate it. Remember that actress from a heavyset chick from a while back? And she was on the internet crying, I finally got me a white man that loves me. What was her name?
Precious. From The View.
Yeah, the big girl. What was her name?
Yeah.
What was the big girl's name, man? I forget her name, man.
I can't think of it either, but she was from The View.
Start with an L or something like that. Lonnie Love. Was her name Lonnie?
Yep. Lonnie Love or Lonnie Joy or something. Yeah.
Man. She. I mean, all of them. I finally got a king, a white king. I'm like, baby, look, man. Let me tell you something.
Look at Serena Williams though. Like, I could see the same. You could say the same thing about her. Like, you know, she chose this man, and you know, now she's all warped in the head where she's bleaching her skin, changing her looks. She's not seeing herself, the beauty of her own self. It's like a self-hatred type of thing. Like they don't want to appreciate what's in front of them. They just want to change everything. To be like you said, they're delusional, man, and it's taking physical form. You see it physically now. It's not just all mental.
Well, look, let me say this. The whole point of me bringing this conversation up, snow dogging, because I thought it was an interesting term. I wanted to bring it in to the lexicon, like, you know, lovely ladies, red pill, blue pill, purple pill. Let's call it snow dogging. And this is just white men running game on vulnerable black women. But the other thing is, fellas, and like I always tell you guys, I've traveled enough around the world to know that black men are some of the most decent men on the planet. You guys are, you know, you're some of the best men on the planet. And after traveling and just seeing how horrible some of these other guys are around the world to their women, I realized that we're not the problem, and we never have been the problem. It's them. You see the way she treated that white fella? How she started yelling at him and emasculating him and did it on live. That's the same treatment we get. And if she'll do it to this white man, right, then you know, it's not us, it's them. That's the thing you need to understand, fellas. It's not us. You guys, black men, are some of the most decent, hardworking, law-abiding citizens. Yeah, if you put us in a cage with some animals, we're gonna defend ourselves. We're gonna have a high murder rate. If you deplete the resources for the community, we're gonna have the same problem that other men have in poverty. But nevertheless, my man Glow Hardy and CJ Cap, welcome to the broadcast. Glow, what's up, brother?
To you. Not much. I'm glad that this is a topic of conversation. I definitely think that we need to talk about this Stockholm syndrome that's pervasive in black women, because this is what it all boils down to, is that Stockholm syndrome. You know, they really be talking about it, and this isn't that video that you showed. I became familiar with it from another creator. And he constantly talks about you know, how white men are put on this pedestal like they really just be providing, really just be providing. No, these black women cashing these white men out. That lady in the video literally had a sugar daddy for a bottom shelf Brad. You know what I'm saying? She didn't even want to go to the hood because Brad lived in the hood. She didn't. She said, she's, as a black woman, she said, I didn't feel safe going to your neighborhood. And this is a white man. I'm just saying, let's go ahead and put this all in perspective. You feel me? Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, it's very interesting. CJ, you know, it's not just that they're just lying. They're lying because they want to be able to save face. They can't say I'm dating a broke white man because I feel like he has higher social status. You know, so they try to say, well, instead of saying he has a great personality, they say, oh, well, you know, the thing about being a man, you got to put up or shut up. You can't say I cook and I clean and I'm nice. Women can get away with that. You get you a white girl who's broke, you found her over there at the Whataburger. You said, come on, baby. Come on, Heather. Come on, you come live with me. Come on in the house. You know, you done got your little Heather, a little Becky, and, you know, she cooks and cleans. She's nice to the kids. But at the end of the day, as a man, it's a different set of standards. What do you have? What do you own? She can't come in there and say, well, he's a broke Brad, but he's nice to me, because people are going to be looking at her like she's a fool. So, of course, she's left with having to lie, because remember, shame and guilt is the currency of womanhood, right? They don't, just like respect and admiration is our currency, however much respect you get from a man, or however much respect men give you determines your status as a man. Well, women who get attention and women who are shamed, they run and hide from that. You know, that's they just something they can't deal with. So she wouldn't want to be shamed for dating a broke Brad. CJ Cap, welcome to the broadcast, brother.
Salute to you, Unc, and the rest of the panel members. I think it's an interesting dichotomy that exists where they're allowed to do things that we can't even speak up about. And I understand that those certain social criteria exist. Just like a woman that's beautiful can go get in a club for free, and a man must earn his access to the same things. We can't argue about dichotomies that benefit women when we also have those that are most lauded that benefit us. So I just think it's something that black men should take stake in. And I've had this same problem with women that have raised me, where this particular election cycle is going to cause a fissure or a chasm in a lot of families, because black men aren't just going to be led by their neck
to come to and vote for this woman that doesn't have our best interests at heart. And we know, like I said, we're not going to be redundant and go over her history, but I believe this is going to cause a real problem, because I think black men are going to be loud about the fact that no, we're not going to go vote for this woman. And I believe in our particular in our culture, where it's matriarchal for the last 50 or 60 years, I believe this is going to cause a lot of problems. I truly do. And some of you might have experienced it already, but I was raised by a mother. Like I said, I was heavily male influenced, but the women that had the best influence and the most influence in my life, all of them amazing women, which is the reason I don't have a wife now, because I hold them to I hold all those women to the standard of the women I was raised around. But when it came to this Kamala Harris stuff, it's caused a problem in my family that I think other black men are going to have to experience as well, where I'm not going to suffer and be anybody that's imbecilic. I don't have to do that anymore. I can love you from a distance and feed you with a long-handled spoon. But if you're going to do all this bullshit as identity, I'll see you at your funeral, if that's how you feel about it. I'll be paying for it anyway, so I'll see you at your fucking funeral.
Let's watch the language. Let's watch the.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, you know, and I did a backyard conversation about this earlier. There was a time when black men cared what black women thought.
For sure.
That was around about 1980, 1990, when we still had those older women around that we loved and respected, and who cooked for us, who were women, real women. They were real women. We cared about them. But I don't think you brothers really care what black women think anymore these days. Some of y'all, I mean, the fact of the matter is the majority of black men are not dating. They don't have children, and that's to the tune of 51%. And so if you don't go to church, I mean, you're not tied to them like that. I mean, go to one of these singles bars. Go to a club these days. They got people in the club, but it's not like 1995. You see what I mean? We don't really get along like that, you know, and so you don't really care what they think. Like I tell guys all the time, F the cookout. I ain't going to the cookout. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to Essence Fest. I'm not going. It's not like it was, but we don't have that level of unity. And why would I go out and go date a bunch of women with tattoos and baby daddies in their life? It's not worth it. So brothers are going overseas, brothers are building their wealth. It's just different. So CJ, I don't think they care we don't care anymore. And for brothers like you who do have great relationships with the women in your family, man, shout out to them. But a lot of these brothers, they starting to look at their mom sideways now that they see, you know, how other men are treated. But let's get some other folk in here. Joe, you had your hand raised, bro. What would you like to add, brother?
Yeah, real quick, because my phone about to die, so I'm gonna leave you brothers. But before I go, I wanted to say something. You said something that was very profound. You said, and I'm paraphrasing, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said, you know, men's currency is garnishing respect from other men. And I heard you say this a couple of years back also, and it always resonated with me, because I had a conversation with this young man, and his point of view was that a man's value comes from how many women respect him. And we had a long conversation.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, seriously, this is what his mindset was. This was really in his head. So I took time with this brother to have a conversation, because anyway, so after we had a conversation or whatnot, I asked him, after we really had a conversation, I said, let me ask you a question. What happens if you with your girl and me and a couple of fellas, we come up and we beat you every single day for falling out of line? How much respect would you think that woman would have for you then?
Right.
She won't, because it's not attractive to get castigated by other men. But I'll tell you what she would like. She would like that you can garnish power from other men. So the point I'm making before I make my exit is that I think it's very powerful that men understand the value of validation from other men. Maybe validation is a bad word. I know it has a bad connotation from it, but I'm telling you, no woman is going to respect a man that other men don't respect.
Right.
It's just not happening. You can have all the women in the world. If we walk up to this dude and we set standards and we beat you every day, she will not be your girl no more. You will be completely so we don't understand how much power we got. And let me tell you what's happening on the internet today. Let me tell you. What's happening is that even though men who do have respect for women, right? And you should, don't get me wrong. They take a fall back because they don't want to get castigated by the men, and that's what we supposed to do.
Yep.
They like, oh, I don't want to say that because they're gonna jump on me. Exactly, we are going to jump on you. So I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I just want to throw that in there like that because I think it should.
I hate to see you leaving because you made a great point. Basically, what you're saying is the internet, YouTube, we're driving the political discourse.
Right.
We're telling these other men who used to be able to go on MSNBC and CNN and all these shows and punk us into doing what black women wanted us to do. They said, nah, you don't run nothing. Matter of fact, we're going to make your life hard when we see you out and about in the comedy club, when we see you on the movie theater. We're not going to patronize your shows because we see you as a simp and as a sucker.
Right.
And so they're realizing like, damn, we can't really come at black men like we used to and tell them, yeah, man, you need to do what these sisters say, do, happy wife, happy life. We can't do it because there's too many of us. There's too many voices. It's literally thousands and thousands of black men every day. And I'm going to tell y'all something. This show that we have here, and I say it's our show, because see, your voices, it's not just Dennis Spurling talking. That's what makes this broadcast different. It's not just me talk. I'm just hosting. They're hearing you. They're hearing brothers from all walks of life, from different color, different locations, different religions, different occupations, saying the same thing every night, every day. They got to listen to me. That's what makes this show so upsetting, because it's all of you guys, and we're reasonable. Nobody's on here talking FD. We're not doing that. We're talking reasonable and rational, and this is why this show is a driving force. I just want you guys to understand the power of this particular platform that we have here, because it invites you men to speak openly. We don't have an itinerary. I simply set a subject. We talk about it. You give your opinions, and we do so in a respectful manner. You know, nobody's on here gang banging on each other and all that. These are all grown tax-paying men out here that you're dealing with. And so what do you do with that? You know, but fellas, it's 1:58. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I put a lot of work into this, man. And you know, Uncle D getting older now. It's not like 5 years ago. But I appreciate you, Joe. And thank you so much, Joshua. Thank you, Black Samurai. Thank you, CJ Cap. Thank you, Glow Hardy. And of course, thank you, Wrench Turner. Ladies, look, y'all getting snow dogged. Black men have been getting snow bunny. We thought we was doing something special by getting that old white gal. And y'all falling for the same okie doke we falling for. These the same people you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. You know, they that's their culture. And then look, I know I got some white folk up in here that's watching my broadcast. Y'all know how y'all are, just like y'all know how we are. You see what I'm saying? These are some of your cultural norms. You will take advantage of people for money. You've been doing it since, you know, y'all came up out of Europe. You did it to each other. And so if they see a vulnerable woman, a vulnerable black woman who thinks a little too high and mighty for himself, like they said, if you see a fool bump his head, and they bumping the heck out of y'all heads. They got you over here. They have you ladies over here paying their way. You getting snow dogged. They some dogs, they the color of snow. You talk about these snow bunnies, you're getting snow dogged. And it's not a good look, ladies. But either way, I hope you boss chicks understand that this was done for your best interest, you know. Nevertheless, this is Uncle D. I want to thank everybody for coming out. And as I always said at this time, I'm out.
Dennis Spurling Podcast. Hit the like button, subscribe.